In this section, we will examine the operating cycle of the furnace, component by component, paying particular attention to the sounds and the appearance of the furnace as it starts and runs. The furnace run cycle begins with a call for heat from a thermostat or operating device. There are two circuits on the furnace zone board that can cause the furnace to run. These are circuits T1 through T4 and the WW circuit. Let's assume that T1, or thermostat 1, has called for heat and that the operating or cycling aquastat is closed. The power on green light at the top of the board is on, and then the thermostat circuit closes. The second green light, burner on, lights. The combustion air fan begins to run, and air will come out of the exhaust. Immediately after the air fan starts, the igniter pin begins to glow. The igniter pin glows for 10 seconds, and then the compressor starts, the fuel pump starts, and the fuel solenoid opens. Air is forced out of the fuel nozzle air outlet, creating negative pressure and drawing fuel from the regulator, which exits from the fuel orifice on the nozzle. The fuel-air mixture combines as an extremely fine mist, contacts the igniter, and ignites. The igniter remains on for another 20 seconds. The burn is now self-sustaining. The color of the flame should be a bright yellow. The flame remains on until the thermostat is satisfied or until the fluid temperature in the boiler reaches 180 degrees, at which time the operating aquastat will open and the flame will go out. As long as the thermostat continues to call for heat, the furnace will continue to cycle on the operating aquastat. Let's look at the operation of the circuit board. Assume that there is a 4-zone board installed. When the thermostat calls for heat, a circuit is completed between the thermostat common, TC, and the affected zone. This sends system voltage from TC to the zone, which engages the signal side of the zone relay and energizes the associated fan circuit, sending voltage to the air fans in the operating zone. The fan will run and the furnace will cycle as long as the thermostat calls for heat. At the same time, the circulation pump is energized and it runs until the thermostat is satisfied. Once the required zone heat level is reached, the furnace and fan will shut down. When the furnace shuts down, it goes through a purge cycle which keeps the combustion air fan and the circulation pump on for 3 minutes after shutdown. The other positions on the board are WW and AA. The WW circuit operates like the thermostat circuit, except that it does not activate a fan unit. This circuit is typically used to maintain temperature in a water heater. The AA circuit, when energized, activates the furnace circulation pump and is typically used when the furnace system can get heat from another heat source, for example, an engine. Although you can measure 12 volts at both the WW and AA circuits, neither circuit is configured to carry load.